I am blocking this. Why? Because I'm the only one responsible in my own universe. Before I begin today's video, you know that spiritual membership group that I've been talking about? Well, it's open and it's ready for enrollment. So if you guys are interested, click the link down below. But let's get started with today's video. Use Ho'oponopono to get out of your own way. So this is how I started using this process in my everyday life, because I understand that there is a common human tendency to launch a desire and then do all of this unnecessary effort, action, all of these different things that we do in the process from a state of fear that just end up blocking the very thing that we want. And often if we were to just take a step back and let the universe sort of sort it out, it would come much easier. Now, this doesn't mean that we don't use processes. It doesn't mean that we don't do certain techniques. However, understanding that the majority of the time when we are in a state of fear, we are just getting in our own way. So with Ho'oponopono, and the way that I use this myself, is I actually use it to clear the blocks in terms of what it is that I'm trying to draw into my life. So I don't always know. I'm not always consciously aware of what's blocking me in a certain area of my life. It could be a subconscious program. It could be something related back to my ancestors. It could be past life stuff. So because I don't know, I surrender that to the divine. I think that sometimes we allow our ego to make us believe that we know everything. We become know-it-alls. And in reality, we know very little, right? But we do have the ability to connect to divine wisdom. And we can do this by releasing the blocks that are getting in the way of us being able to connect to that divinity. This is essentially what Ho'oponopono does. But for those of you who are new to this practice, this is a Hawaiian practice, most commonly known now amongst people because of Dr. Hugh Len, who took over a mentally insane psych ward where many doctors actually refused to work with these patients. And he didn't even look at these patients face to face. He didn't even work with these patients face to face. And what he did is he used this prayer. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. This ancient Hawaiian prayer that cleared the energy and the emotion within him, which then cleared his outer reality of resistance that was manifested through that psych ward. And so what ended up happening is that it closed down because all of the patients were able to be released. And this story, because it was so profound, has now spread across the globe, and we're all using it in our homes, in our lives, in our, work environments, because we're seeing the potent effect that it has on our everyday problems. And, similar to the EFT practice that I was talking about, with Ho'oponopono and similar to EFT, you're getting very fast results for what you're doing, right? You're just saying a prayer. And Mabel Katz is also someone who talks a lot about this, and she talks about it from the perspective of you're hitting the delete key. So every time you say this prayer, you're deleting a subconscious program that does not serve you. Because anything that's manifesting in our environment that's causing us distress, that's causing us anger, that's causing us fear, that's causing us aggression, whatever it may be, those lower emotions on the emotional scale, that's happening because those feelings are already within because of a subconscious program. And in other words, Dr. Hugh Len would call it a memory, an erroneous memory that does not serve us. Why? Because it keeps manifesting and creating havoc in our everyday life. Now, the thing about these erroneous memories is that often we are not aware of them. And this is why many people don't understand why these things are happening to them in their lives. Why are these bad things happening? I'm not consciously choosing this. I don't understand. And we don't have to consciously be aware of why it's happening, because again, it's past memories. It could even be memories that we have taken on through our ancestors in past lives. This is how far back this goes. And this is how far back the deleting takes place. Every time you say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you, which can actually be broken into just one of the terms. So you can say just I love you, you can say just thank you. I find saying thank you is one of the fastest way, thank you or I love you. I'm sorry is also very powerful. They're all powerful, but you can break it down into one statement and say that, and that's enough to be deleting the memory. So how this works, if you feel that you're trying to manifest something, let's say it's relationships, it's health, it's money, it's career, whatever it is, And you're noticing that every time you do something, it feels like it's creating more and more resistance. And you feel like that thing that you want is just getting further and further away. So just know that on some level, there has to be an acceptance of, on some level, even though I don't understand why or how, I am blocking this. Why? Because I'm the only one responsible in my own universe. So whatever I'm experiencing is not because of some sort of outside effect, it's because of me. But again, we're not always aware of this. And this is why this prayer is so potent and it's so powerful. Because you don't have to understand exactly what you're clearing. Just look at the problem that's in your life and ask for clearing. And say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. You have no idea what you're clearing. You have no idea what memory caused this problem, and you don't have to. But this is a great way to get out of your own way if you've been doing all of these processes and you're still not seeing results. Because I understand that when we do that, when we put a lot of effort into something and it doesn't pan out the way that we want it to, we then create frustration. We then create a vibration of frustration, which is just another thing that we then have to clear. So I encourage you to try this for yourself. It only works if you apply it. If you do not say the prayer, it will not clear those memories. But just know that every time you're saying this prayer, on a subconscious level, it is clearing out the memory. It's clearing out the erroneous memory. Now, don't get tied to the time frame of when things are going to happen, but you will start to notice the result first in how you feel. And how it's going to manifest is that you may look at the same problem and not have the same reaction. You may look at a problem that used to anger you and actually feel calm. And that's how you know it's working. And so continue to use the prayer until you see things manifest in your everyday life. I hope that this video was helpful for you guys today. If it was, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Go down below, subscribe, hit the bell to get my notifications. If you guys are interested in one-on-one coaching, online courses, or a private membership community, all of the information will be down below in the link. But I'm sending you guys absolute love and light, and I'll see you soon. Take care.